Welcome into the Cup Check Podcast. My name's Nate. This is Bailey. Episode number 7. How we doing?
Feeling good. Ready to get into this. Got a lot of good topics today. Let's have some fun.
A little bit of update on the channel as we always do to start. We did just film our first collab podcast yesterday with the Boys in the Woods podcast.
So much fun.
Shout out PR, Charles, Patrick. Go check their content out if you haven't already. They have some really great sports content. We filmed for 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. I wasn't expecting a 2-hour long podcast, but I think both of us can speak for ourselves when we say time flew by. It was super fun.
So much fun. We used some new technology that we'll probably implement in the future, and that'll probably be ready about Thursday, Friday. So you are getting 2 podcasts this week. That's a guarantee. That one's going to be really long, and then we're going to do this one in normal format for you today.
Yeah, also just want to say super excited for the future, especially as the NFL starts to ramp up. Gonna have a lot of fun with a lot of topics on that platform.
Yeah.
Looking forward to having new guests on our podcast. So things are starting to build up, and we're excited about it.
Yeah. As always, we appreciate if you subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. If you haven't checked us out on TikTok yet, we're starting to get going again on TikTok. We're going to Bill's training camp pretty soon here, into those live interviews again, get some of those out in the wild type moments that I know a lot of you enjoy as well. So stay tuned for that.
All right, Nate, let's draft some best all-time NFL uniforms.
I'm excited about this. I didn't necessarily know how this would go when I was searching some up, but we did agree to implement all-time uniforms, so we got some retros in there, right, Color Rush?
Yeah, I'll let you take the first pick because I don't want to come across as biased to picking this uniform, but I think I know who your first pick will be. Go ahead.
I would like to preface, this is not the best uniform of all time. I just don't have faith in Bailey to know what my other picks are on my big board. So I'll go with the one that I know is on his big board. A little bit of strategy in the draft. I'll take the Bengals all-white Color Rush.
Yep, as expected. Great pick. Probably the best uniform still currently in the NFL.
Yeah, it's solid. It's solid, for sure.
With my next pick, I'm going to take the Texans' new uniforms. Those things are amazing. Loving the bullhorn detail on the shoulder and the different color helmets, along with the glossy numbers on the jersey. I like them a lot.
Gloss is definitely a good added effect. I love me gloss, and I also love matte finish on anything.
All right, who's your next pick, Nate?
Next pick, I'm going to go with the OG Houston Oilers baby blue uniforms. It's my favorite. I think it's the best uniform of all time. I had to get it before you grabbed it.
Yeah, I brought him back to one of the biggest cannons in the league, Will Levis, with the Titans throwback uniforms. That was definitely on my big board, so it's a great pick. All right, with my next pick, this is a very unpopular favorite NFL uniform, but the Chargers, all navy blue uniforms with the taste of navy blue in their helmet as well on the bolt. I love those uniforms.
Is it the one with the yellow in it too? Like
yeah.
Yellow baby blue?
Yeah.
I do like those a lot, actually.
Super crispy color scheme. I love when they put them on, especially with the face mask is navy blue too, I think.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah, not going to really be able to identify a ton of Texans personnel this year to start the year, unless you're a Chargers fan or a super NFL nerd, because there's a lot of turnover on that roster, but you'll be able to identify Joe Alt because he's big. You can feel the aura rating off him.
Yes.
And you'll be able to identify Jay Herbo for sure.
Yes.
And who knows, if they don't have receivers, then Harbaugh might have to suit up, and you might see him, running some flats out there.
Yeah, these NFL receivers need to watch out for Joe Alt because he brings the aura for sure.
Who would you say has worse aura, Joe Alt or Quentin Johnson? Because I know Quentin Johnson might be the easy choice, but every time he drops a football, I'm like, damn, bro, this is crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say because of performance, Quentin Johnson, but I do like his look a lot. He's got like some nice dreads.
Because of performance?
You would think when you look at Quentin Johnson, that guy looks like a dog, like great NFL receiver, but he's trash.
Yeah, can't catch the football, that's the problem.
It's a good thing you bought your mom a house, I guess, but you better get better because she's about to lose it.
All right, with my next pick, I'm going to stick with the old school theme here. I'm going to go with the old school Steelers stripes Bumblebee jerseys.
No way you just picked those.
Phenomenal.
Those are one of the worst jerseys of all time. So ugly.
Disagree.
With like the block for the numbers, they're like square.
Yeah, phenomenal. I'm thinking of OG Antonio Brown putting up 200-yard games in those uniforms, and I just get pure nostalgia. Phenomenal.
Definitely nostalgia there for that era of Steelers football. I mean, Antonio Brown was unbelievable, so I can understand how there's an ugly coolness to it. But yeah. I think they're atrocious.
You're a little biased, though, because you had to watch those uniforms bury your franchise.
Yeah, they beat down on the Bengals when they wore those uniforms, so that's probably why. With my next pick, I'm going to go with the throwback Vikings uniforms that they just unveiled this last season.
The white ones?
No, they're purple with some yellow. The number fonts are bigger. A lot of viral videos and photos of Justin Jefferson warming up in them. One of them, he's like wiping his face mask and then like pointing to the camera or something, but so crispy. Reminds me of Randy Moss when I see Justin Jefferson in it. Really cool uniforms.
We were talking about this a little bit on our other podcast that's coming out later this week, but I am a big Vikings hater this year. I think they're going to have a horrible year. I'm not big on the J.J. McCarthy train, and I just don't think it's going to be a great year for Skull City.
Also pretty cool for me personally, as a guest on someone else's podcast, I was able to break the Jordan Addison breaking news when he fell asleep at the wheel, drunk driving. So that was a really cool experience. Not to hate on Jordan Addison at all, but for me, it's the first time I ever broke news on a sports podcast.
No, I am hating on Jordan Addison actually right now because you just had a solid rookie year. And so many players do this, so I think they just think it's acceptable. But what in God's name are you doing? Like, why? Like, you have so much money.
So stupid.
So much money. Hire an Uber driver. Hire your friend to come get you.
Yeah, this would be better than what you did, Jordan Addison, but Chad Ochocinco actually doesn't ever order Ubers. Whenever he flies into Cincinnati, he's so beloved by his city that people will take him to where he needs to be at his hotel, and he'll hang out with his fans, which is really cool.
That is cool.
But he was talking about that with Shannon Sharp on his podcast, and Shannon Sharp was like, you might get killed, so like be careful. I mean, better than drunk driving and falling asleep at the wheel, but you know, there's some alternative options for you, I guess.
I do think out of all the celebrities, being an athlete is one of the less risky ones as far as getting killed. Maybe if you're blinged out, potentially, but usually it's, I mean, obviously politicians have the highest risk probably, then musicians, I would say, is probably the next highest.
But yeah, even you said being blinged out, whenever you go out to the club or something as an athlete with your team, you're with your team full of like over 6 foot, 300-pound football players, like no one's running up on you.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, how do you find ways to put yourself in these situations? It's honestly embarrassing and at the same time disgusting for Vikings fans and football fans that you're not taking your life serious. You're
not taking your life or your team serious.
Yeah, your organization is paying you so much money, putting a lot of trust in you, and you're not being mature.
Especially since your teammate literally just died due to drunk driving about a week ago.
Crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. Like, how do you let yourself drink and get behind the wheel?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to throw any disrespect on Kyrie Jackson, was it?
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, you see it right in front of your face. Rashee Rice, Henry Ruggs not too long ago. I mean, how do you still let this happen? It's so stupid. And you just got in trouble for criminal speed. Last year, was
Is
it?
that his second offense?
Yeah, but I guess his dog was in danger or something like that. But
What in the world?
I guess you can't use a dog being in danger excuse when you're asleep in the middle of the highway.
Hey, man. Jalen Carter's dog was in danger as well, and he didn't do anything about it, if you know what I mean.
I mean, if I'm an NFL receiver, I get caught for criminal speeding, I'm just going to say my dog's in trouble, and then all the police will be like, oh my God, you're such a great person.
Honestly, I'd climb into the passenger seat, and then when they knock on the door and say, like, what's going on, I'd be like, oh, he's coming back. He just had to go, get a milkshake or something.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great idea also.
Right? Yeah, because how can they prove you're behind the wheel? I know he's got tinted out windows. For my next pick, I'm going to go with the Patriots all-red uniforms.
Man, are those the throwbacks or no?
Throwbacks.
The throwbacks are amazing, especially with the old logo they use on the helmet. I love that.
I love the old logo.
All right, for my number 4, you're going to really like this pick. I'm picking the Buffalo Bills uniforms when Marshawn Lynch was playing with them.
Oh, like the navy blue?
Red face mask, navy blue,
Okay.
white numbers, blue outline in them, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it's those kind of, but with that red helmet.
A little bit
The
darker
Kelly
blue.
jersey.
A little bit darker blue.
Yeah, but amazing uniforms. Josh Allen wore the Speed Flex version of them last, or maybe 2 years ago in training camp.
Comes out in training camp every year and teases.
And they
something.
were just playing with your guys' emotions.
Yeah.
Just an amazing helmet in general, but the jersey too is so fire.
Yeah, it seems like starting quarterbacks, especially when they've been in the league for a while, just kind of screw around during training camp. But to their credit, people don't see what they've been doing leading up to that. Like, no one puts in more work than the quarterback outside of training camp, but like they come out, they just seem to goof around the whole time.
Yeah.
Them and the kickers.
Yeah, for sure.
And at least Josh Allen kind of has the right to goof around. Tyler Bass, better keep kicking, buddy. Get ready to learn Fryer, buddy. I'm going to double it on the top of that Bills uniform pick, and I'm going to go with another Bills uniform.
Doubled it.
You know what I doubled it? I'm going to go with the old school Bills all-red helmet with the blue jersey, white pants combo. I love those uniforms. I'm not really sure what era that was. I want to say it was Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas era that they used to come out with those. But lots of nostalgia. Not really, because I wasn't alive then, but the picks look sick, so I'm going to go with that.
For my last pick in the draft, this is a great option. I'm going to go with the Seahawks new throwbacks that they unveiled last season.
Way better than their color rush.
And the helmets, yes. And their helmets, too, so fire.
Yeah, I like that. Seahawks color rush, just on a little tangent, absolutely atrocious.
And I believe the helmets are gray instead of navy blue with the neon green on them like the usual ones are. Their helmets are so ugly in their original uniforms. That's just such a refreshing change for their helmets. Brings a lot of nostalgia and history to that. Reminds me of one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Hasselbeck. So
yeah, Matt Hasselbeck.
Gotta
have it. Gotta have it.
Yep.
Let us know who you think drafted the better uniform starting 5 in the comments, and what is your favorite NFL uniform? I know I had a couple on here that I really wanted to put on, but I really couldn't do it. Like, I really like the Browns all brown uniform. I love the orange helmet. Had that one on there. Broncos orange, like John Elway, that I really wanted to draft, and that didn't make it. But let us know what your favorite one is.
Speaking of uniforms, Bronny James has most recently put on a new uniform for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, not surprising to anyone, I don't think.
I got some Bronny James statistics here for you, Nate. In his last 3 first games in the NBA Summer League, he has a combined stat line of 15 points, 6 for 26 on field goal attempts, and 0 for 12 from 3.
Yeah, 6 for 26 kind of reminds me of James Harden in the playoffs. And as a Sixers fan, we know how that experiment went. I don't think that surprises many people, though, Bailey, because Bronny James, that was a charity pick. That's a make-a-wish pick. The Lakers didn't really need to draft him, but Bron probably would have thrown a hissy fit if they didn't. So, you know, Bronny James, I'm not going to hate on you because you really can't control the situation. Actually, I am going to hate on you because you didn't meet with a lot of teams and kind of forced your way to the Lakers.
Well, I don't know. I would probably say I'm more of a LeBron hater than a Bronny hater. I think Bronny's just trying to listen to his dad. His dad's obviously one of the greatest of all time, probably the second best in my opinion, but I would say
LeBron hater.
I'm just, as a Lakers fan, such a deep Kobe fan, so to see LeBron kind of fill those shoes just feels weird as a Laker fan.
I think a lot of Lakers fans are kind of bitter that when you talk about all-time Lakers, as they keep adding superstars, Kobe keeps getting pushed further and further down the list. So now that they've had LeBron in the Lakers, all of a sudden Kobe's like maybe the 5th or 6th best Laker ever, whereas before he was like the 4th or 5th.
I think Kobe's the best Laker ever. I don't know why you think he's not.
Shaquille O'Neal.
I think Kobe, outside of just his stats and success he's had for the Lakers, I think the impact and name he's brought to Los Angeles as a household name just makes him the greatest.
Sure. I just mean, like, if you look at players that have played on the Lakers, who is the best, most talented?
Yeah, sure.
I've got a couple players ahead of him.
Sure. But I was also going to say, Bronny James is wearing number 9 for Juice WRLD, so I wouldn't be surprised if his stat line by the end of his first year was 9 for 99 for 999 Juice WRLD. So.
That is so, like, to me, that's so cringy. For Juice WRLD, did he know him? So weird to me.
He had like Travis Scott perform at his birthday party when he turned like 17 or something, so maybe.
But he wasn't like boys with him or anything. Like, it's kind of like those people that get 999 tattoos. It's
like he don't know you, bro. Like, you
know, hey, you don't gotta do tricks on it.
He doing backflips on it for sure. Let him rest.
Let him rest in peace. All right, we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to play the same word game. I also don't even know if that's what it's called. I've seen some popular creators do it, Makeshift Project, Red Basket Boys have done it. Basically, the rules are Bailey and I are both going to count down 3, 2, 1, say a word. It's probably not going to be the same word, but our goal is to get to the same word in as least amount of tries as possible. So if we both say 2 words, we're going to try to find a middle word that combines those 2 and see if we can match up.
All right, let's do it.
I'm just going to go right into it.
All right.
All right, ready? 3,
2, 1.
Velociraptor.
What? All right.
You know Velociraptors.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Jurassic Park.
Yeah, see, I
got you. Ready? Think about it. Think about it.
Okay.
Think about it. Earth and Jurassic Park.
Earth and Jurassic Park. Okay.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Island.
This is easy.
Okay.
Animal.
Ooh, I got you.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Dinosaur.
Oh my gosh!
What are you talking about?
We have not said dinosaur yet.
Australia is an island. Their main animal is kangaroo.
Okay. Kangaroo.
Dinosaur.
I'm thinking more like geographical speaking.
Kangaroo, dinosaur. You can't give hints.
3. All right,
we got it. Kangaroo, dinosaur.
Okay,
you ready?
3, 2, 1.
Mammal.
Australia.
I got it. I literally got it.
I don't think I got it.
Mammal, Australia.
Okay,
ready?
3, 2, 1.
Koala
Human.
bear. That was a good one though.
Are humans mammals?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if they were.
Hey.
I think I heard that before.
If you can milk it, it's a mammal.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay.
Okay.
Mammals, and you said.
You said human, and I said koala bear.
Yeah. Okay. You ready?
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Human koala bear. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Milk.
Furries.
Furries.
Yeah, furries. Like they put on the koala bear thing. I don't know if we're good at this.
So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Milk and furries.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Overweight.
Sex. Yeah. Sex, overweight.
Yes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Plus
BBW.
size.
Oh, that's so close. Okay, think about this. Think about this. BBW plus size. Ready?
No.
Big woman. Big woman. Okay, ready? Ready? Just think. Just think. Just think.
Hold on. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1. Husky.
Let's
yes!
go! Let's go.
Come on, man.
Let's just fell.
Just fell. Hey, you know what? Listen. Improvise,
Adapt.
overcome.
All right.
I'm so glad we are done with this segment.
No, we gotta do another one. Do one more. Do one more.
Yep.
We need to beat, what was that, 10 try? Whatever. Alright, ready? 3. You want to do it all sports related this time?
Okay.
Okay, has to be sports related. Okay, ready? 3, 2,
1.
Tom
Football.
Brady. Yep, it's easy.
3, 2, 1. Patriots.
Yes!
Let's go.
We are
Bro,
so
we
good
are
at
so
this.
good at this, honestly.
We're so good at this.
Oh my goodness, looks like we got some breaking news here in the studio. The shooter of Donald Trump has been revealed. Do you want to reveal it?
This is shocking, honestly. I didn't think we would know who the shooter was, but it makes sense since they missed the target so bad.
Yeah.
Shooter has been revealed as WNBA rookie Angel Reese.
Who let her cook? I think maybe the fact that her field goal percentage has been so inflated because of the fact that she's a big, but she's only still shooting 40% as a big. Like, that's not good.
I think she thought that maybe she could go retrieve the bullet, shoot it again like she does when she hoops.
Yep. You only
can't
get one
really-
shot.
You only get, if you had one shot or one
opportunity
opportunity
to seize everything you ever wanted.
Hey, what do you guys think of Eminem's new album? I haven't listened to
Trash.
it, but I hear that he's trying to maybe get canceled in the album. Kind of a shocker.
Wow. That's so edgy of him, and
So
he's
edgy.
so cool.
He's so cool.
I think Eminem is just so fearless and awesome, and he doesn't care.
But it wasn't Eminem that tried to get canceled, it was Slim Shady, so.
Oh,
Different.
okay. Yo, Slim Shady, though, whenever he says I'm bringing out my alter ego, like, I kind of just, like, sit back in my chair like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
Yeah. I thought that album would probably be album of the year. Now that it's dropped and I've seen some reactions, I've heard a couple songs. I'm gonna wait for Posty's album.
Yeah, Posty coming up with a new album. Is it the country
The
album?
country album.
Yeah.
I don't think he's capable of missing. And now that he's doing a country album, I really don't think he's capable of missing.
Yeah, Post Malone could do an anything genre album, a different genre for each song, and it'd still be fire.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Hey, Post Malone, if you hear this,
Free concert tickets?
yeah, free concert tickets for the Cup Check, please.
We actually had our first experience with, I hate, like this sounds too egotistical to say fans, but someone that recognized us from the Cup Check
What?
on FaceTime yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
who was that?
I don't
Your
know
mom?
their names. No,
Oh.
the two girls on the car ride.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, "Oh, you're from the Cup Check. Did you cut your hair?" I said, "I don't know you." And she said,
Right.
"Oh, you're from the Cup Check." And I was like, "Oh shoot, that's 3,000 followers doing wonders on TikTok."
Yeah, for sure. I think they were definitely geeking out over us as fans, and we were like, you know, hey, like, calm down. Like, we're still human. Like, you don't have to freak out. It's okay.
Right.
But I understand you guys are huge fans. So just because we're so famous, you know, we're just super famous, and you gotta kind of get fans to relax, because I think of our aura right now as the Cup Check. Like, we kind of have that Elvis Presley aura. Like,
Yeah.
we're just faint whenever
Yeah.
they see us, you know. So,
I would love one of the days that we do training camp for someone to bring someone to record for us. And like we could just bring like a friend and pretend like they're our security guard, like get them a security lanyard. And when we go to Bill's training camp, just try to go onto like a access only area somewhere that fans can't go. And then when they stop us, we could just be like, "Oh no, it's the Cup Check," and just like try to just gaslight the crap out of them. I think that'd
yeah.
be great
Speaking
content.
of security, I would like to introduce our new security when we go out in public and do interviews. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, gas mask.
Yo, that's mine. So
Oh.
be careful.
Now we're gonna have to pause the video so I can go barf, but we'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
We're probably gonna wear the cups out in public, so we're a little bit more recognizable, kind of our niche thing, and we don't get cup checked in public.
Yes.
I also really like the idea of wearing a football helmet. I think that's really funny and kind of gives you a look. Let us know if you think that's going to work or not, or if you have any other ideas for what we should wear within reason.
Yeah, it was such a great idea for us to do that because my mom is in California and she's very worried for my safety whenever I'm around drunk people and interviewing them. So she's making us wear cups and helmets, and
She
it's
actually
fair.
worried?
Yeah, she was like, you need to have protection and make sure, I mean, you're the cup check, so these people are going to cup check you. So you got to have it on. And the helmet also, Nate brought it up. And I was like, you know, he wants to wear helmets. It's kind of goofy. And then my mom's like, don't go out again unless you have a helmet because I want you to be safe. So I'm okay with it. You gotta
Always
stay safe.
wear protection.
Always.
And shouts out to Mama Peters and Pastor Mark.
Sean. No, say broski. Say broski.
Shout out to Mama Peters and Broski. I've been getting Bailey into the church this summer because he hasn't really been wanting to go. And I'm actually on top of him on the leaderboard as far as who's gone to church more this summer. I don't need thanks. I'm just letting you know I'm taking care of him.
You know, I'm not even going to say anything about that because people's spiritual walks are not a contest. And everyone's walks are different. And I'm not perfect.
You're growing so much. I taught you so much this summer.
Yeah, I just love the fact that I'm learning so much about Jesus through Nate. And it's just been amazing.
Let's go. Alright, guess the text lingo, Bailey. The reason I'm doing this segment for you is because you should be better at this than me.
Yeah.
I chose things that I borderline kind of knew or have heard of but didn't know what they meant, and I'm going to see how you do at it.
Let's do it.
The first one I have is ICYMI.
I can't yield to pedestrians.
That was close. There was no T or P in there. So
Oh,
that's
I forgot
where we were a
about
little off.
Okay.
ICYMI is in case you missed it.
Okay, I'm glad I don't know what that is because I think if I texted that to someone, they'd probably never want to be my friend. So
Yeah. There's certain text lingos that have just become known to everyone. Sometimes you'll even say it in replace of the word. I feel like people will just say LOL now, like out in public. They're not even texting, they'll just be like LOL.
yeah. Also, a new one that I've been using recently that I love is LMAO. It's LMAO, but I don't like to curse. I don't want people to know I'm really saying LMAO, so I say LMAO when I see a funny moment. So Nate got slapped in the face in an interview, and I was like, LMAO, like that's funny. So.
Yeah, not LMFAO.
No F words.
That was actually the name of a band, but
I do like saying WTF, like what the flip. So
what the flip? Yeah. What the flip is good. And honestly, back to LOL, no one actually ever laughs out loud when they send LOL. I think it should be more like BAOMN, blowing air out my nose. Because that's really what happens. Is
like a little.
Next one I got for you is ROFL.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, we knew that one.
Yes!
1 for 2.
And come on, man. You know I got it. You know I got these Y2K lingo on.
Shouts out Chris Jericho. Next one I got for you. This should be the easiest one on the list. FTW.
For the win.
For the win. It's also the name of a championship in AEW that Chris Jericho currently holds, I think. Next one is ISO.
ISO. Kobe.
What are you doing? What is that?
You don't know that? What I mean?
What up? No, ISO is actually in search of.
Oh, yeah.
But I can see you saying ISO. Like, if you're in the club and, like, your boy is trying to come wingman you, and you're like, nah, ISO, I got it. I never do this because I'm not capable of that. But if I was him, I would probably go ISO.
I'm glad you introduced me to that because I'm going to use that whenever I go to the club again. I'm just going to be like, yo, I'm ISO you. And then she's going to be like, what? I'll be like, I'm in search of you. And then she'll be like, please back away from me. You're weird. So, I can't wait to use that.
Next one, TW.
TW? Yeah, I have nothing to guess or nothing funny to say either. So
This is probably because you don't let people know that it's a TW before you perform this.
Trigger warning.
Yes.
Come
Context
on,
clues.
man. Come on.
Hey,
I'm with this.
Context clues. How about this? CC.
CC?
Yeah.
It's like subtitles, right?
No. Well, it is actually.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking of Caitlin Clark, but
Yo, Caitlin Clark, though.
I actually kind of want to transition this segment. I'm gonna do text lingos, but it's only stuff that we will understand. It's only things that we say to each other, and I'm just gonna give the letters and see if you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
First one I got for you is B.O.B.
B.O.B. bailed out Burrow.
Bailed out
The
Burrow
GOAT.
or bailed out Bailey.
It's funny how someone who always wins comes up with a name like bailed out.
I always win.
No, like me and Joe Burrow usually win, so you're like, oh, you're
Oh.
bailed out. It's just excuses, you know.
Okay.
Buffalo Bills fans love using excuses, especially for Josh Allen's recent playoff successes that
No
aren't
excuse.
too relevant.
I was the first one to commend Joe Mixon for beating us in the playoffs, and you were just a hater on Joe Mixon because you don't like some of his past histories.
Would you say Joe Mixon is still the hardest hitting running back in the league?
He might have fell off recently, to be honest. Kareem's performed a little bit more recent than him. Tyreek definitely has. You know what's kind of weird? Little tangent. Why is Trevor Bauer not in the league, but Tyreek Hill still is? Like, Trevor Bauer got proven innocent, and Tyreek Hill just consistently hits women, hits his kids, does crazy stuff, and he's still playing football.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Joe Mixon to link up with Chad Ochocinco after he retires so he can teach him how to box. So that's going to be a cool collab to see, Cincinnati. So.
I don't know if he needs lessons. He's got a mean right hook.
He's got some mean film also, so.
He does. Next one I got for you. BWDHB.
BW. What?
DHB.
What would the hell, boy?
What would it have?
What would the hell, boy?
What would it have? Alright, next one. WDM.
What I mean?
What I mean?
What I mean?
What I mean?
Yo, this is actually impressive.
Yo, next one I got. SB.
Nike SBs.
No.
Skateboards.
No. This is your hint. The first word is something.
Oh, you said FB? Freak Bob? Freak Bob?
Freak Bob, no.
You answering Freak Bob?
No.
Okay.
SB. The first word is what we used on our last podcast.
Silly banter.
No.
Okay.
Sleeper build.
Sleeper build, sleeper build, sleeper build, sleeper build.
Alright, this is the last one I have for. What am I referring to if I'm like negative 100?
Negative 100 aura usually,
Yeah,
like
aura.
every day. We were eating wings at a bar last night, and this fool dropped a wing on the floor.
I did.
Like fumbled a wing.
How much
like,
aura do you think I lost from dropping a wing? It was half eaten, so I didn't waste it completely. I also broke a dart. That might have lost me a little bit as well.
You had a rough night last night.
Yeah.
And then we got destroyed in darts by that bouncer. Shout
That was
out,
really close.
Shout out that bouncer. What's his name?
One
Shout
of
out
the
that
cooler
bouncer.
guys I've ever met at a bar in Buffalo.
Yeah, very, very interesting conversation. He's a very honest person.
He is.
About his past experiences, intimate and not.
We've got a lot of fun quotes, I think, that we'll reference from that conversation for a while that we just can't disclose to you right now.
Right. He was saying a lot of things in his conversations where I was like, what I mean?
What that mean?
And then he explained it and I was like,
My favorite thing he asked that I can actually give because it's not vulgar is he said, "Are you white or Caucasian?" And I said, "What that mean?" He started off by saying, "This is Caucasian." "Nice to meet you, sir. I'm Jimmy."
he did.
And then he said, "This is white." What's up? He like starts stroking his hair like that.
Oh, did he shake the hand though or no?
No,
shaking hand.
no. White guys don't shake hands forever.
That's pretty accurate to what he did.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I guess I'm neither.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know Nate's actually Native American.
A little bit.
So, what I mean?
What I mean? A little bit. Yeah, Native American, technically not full, not even completely half, a little bit under half, but according to Joel Embiid, it doesn't really matter what your ethnicity is. You can play for whatever team you want.
That's a good point.
Right? Because he's not playing for an African team, he's not playing for France. Somehow he's playing for Team USA this year. It doesn't make any sense.
Did he get like a green card or something? I don't even know what a green card is. I'm not going to act like I do, but maybe he got a green card or something?
I only thought there were red cards and yellow cards.
Yeah, me too. I don't know.
Maybe that's why Messi was crying last night. Maybe he got carded.
Yo, Messi, negative 100 aura.
Yeah, bro. Crying on national TV, and it wasn't even from an injury.
It wasn't from injury?
Oh, it was from an injury.
Yeah, I was going to say, the fact that it was from injury is like, I'm not going to take too much aura away from you because like there's passion there, but definitely negative 100 at least.
Yeah. Not as much aura loss as when Pat Mahomes cries after he loses, but a little bit.
And after he wins sometimes. He's the worst. He's the worst. Yeah, speaking of Joel Embiid, hasn't had a good start in that scrimmage in Canada. I think he fouled out pretty soon.
12 minutes.
If Joel...
You think 12 minutes is short, though? That's kind of a long time.
12 minutes, man. That's a very long time if I think about it, actually. Hey, if Joel Embiid lasts as long as we do, who would you think is going to carry the load for Team USA?
It's a good question, and a lot of people are speculating off Anthony Edwards, saying he's the top guy, it's going to run through him. I am not the biggest Anthony Edwards nut. Wow. I think he's really good, but I still think there's players on that team that are more important. Obviously, LeBron is taking over the Captain America role somehow, and he's leading it. I still think Embiid's the most talented player they have, maybe KD. But Anthony Edwards is the youngest. He's probably the one that actually is going to give the most energy, which is pretty important when it comes to basketball. Like, a lot of times it doesn't come down to the most skill. It comes down to who's giving the most in that moment. Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is my pick for the MVP this year just because I know it matters to him most. I look at the old dream team with Michael Jordan. Magic Johnson was the man in the NBA when Michael Jordan came to that team first, and those historic, memorable practice scrimmages that they talk about all the time was Michael Jordan saying, "How was that ass whooping?" And that was one of those moments where Michael Jordan took the top reign in the NBA. So I can see it happening with Anthony Edwards. Probably not too possible, but that's my pick for someone who I think can do it.
So Ant's your favorite player?
Yeah, on the team for sure.
Yeah, because he's definitely his own favorite player too, which if that means anything.
Very MJ of him.
Very
and then
MJ of him.
I was also going to say a sleeper for Team USA is Tyrese Halliburton. Really, really, really good offensive player. Very ugly shot. Weird way that he plays basketball, but he is a baller.
I think he's too worried about running the runway in Paris to actually contribute. I'm not a big fan of Tyrese. Maybe it's because I'm a Sixers fan, but I don't know. I think there's some dark horse contenders for sure that could ball out this year. Did you see Dillon Brooks, by the way, walk in front of the interview that Devin Booker was giving? Like, he's an ultimate troll. He's so funny.
And Dillon Brooks, I have a lot of respect for the guy. He's been clowned by Drake and a lot of other pop culture figures. Dillon Brooks is a funny dude, even though he's not great. I think he takes advantage of the situation he's in for being a troll. I like Dillon Brooks more, honestly.
So Dillon Brooks for MVP. I honestly am not even sure USA is going to win it.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is Canada's going to beat Team USA in the championship, and Dillon Brooks will win MVP. So.
I was thinking more like, what country is Jokic from?
Yeah, what? Does the Olympics do MVP trophies?
It's a good question. Have either of us actually watched an Olympic game?
No.
No, not really. We're just yapping. That's what everyone says in our comment section. A lot of our TikToks blowing up right now are WNBA remakes. We're doing imitations of players. Go check it out if you haven't. A lot of people in the comments are like, how can you even do this if you've never watched a WNBA game? And it's honestly a good point.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
It's a good point.
Time for another game, Nate. Let's play some Kiss, Marry, Kill.
I'm really glad you changed the first word to kiss so we don't get demonetized.
Yeah, as you can tell here at the Cup Chat, we're just very mature individuals, so we never cross the line in any shape or form. So.
We don't say kill to anyone ever.
And I would never want to kill any of these women, I promise. All right, first trio of women, I got Ice Spice, Taylor Swift, and Brittany Mahomes.
Dude, I think we're gonna use a lot of the same people.
I was fearing that too, but
okay, let's think here. Honestly, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I think I have to at least kiss Ice Spice. Either kiss her or marry her. Definitely killing Brittany Mahomes doesn't do it for me. Super annoying. Taylor Swift, super annoying as well. I'm gonna kiss Taylor Swift for the clout. Hopefully on one of her Eras tour in front of Travis Kelce for the clout. I'm gonna kill Brittany Mahomes because I'd be doing everyone a favor. And I'm gonna marry Ice Spice and wife her up so she never makes music again, and I save you all from that.
I think people need to understand that Travis Kelce's not attracted to Taylor Swift. He's just building his fame.
He's really smart.
He's a really smart guy. So,
and he's also just doing her a favor as well, helping put her on the map. All right, first one I got for you, Bailey. Megan Fox, Salma Hayek, Margot Robbie. I'm starting off with a banger.
These are the hardest decisions in life. I will kiss Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Marry Salma Hayek.
You're killing Megan Fox?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness gracious.
When you date a bum like MGK, I don't want you.
A bum?
Yeah, he a bum, honestly.
Bro, he
you
killed Eminem.
You see what what are you talking about? Eminem cooked that boy.
Bro, everyone says he made MGK switch genres. He's way better as a pop punk musician, so he did him a favor, if anything.
Okay.
And Eminem's career was over after that rap beef, too.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was totally lying. MGK won that rap battle.
He did. He cooked him.
And everyone said Eminem won, and I hate it.
This is the definition of people just want to listen to what other people say, and they go off of reputation. You can't tell me that Killshot is better than Rap Devil. Rap Devil spars.
Who in the world said, listen to Eminem say, how you gonna be named after a gun and have a man bun? And they're like, yo, he cooked him. Like, bro, that is trash. Like,
that is garbage.
Who let you cook?
I think I could have come up with that bar when we were freestyling last night.
So this is the problem here. Eminem made the mistake of not summoning Slim Shady for the rap battle, and it was just Eminem.
That's a good point. Yeah. And MGK has some pretty good bars, and I could quote it word for word for you because it's one of those that I know by heart. If you ever want that on live stream, let me know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have shared that about yourself, but go off, I guess. All right, next one I have for you is some characters.
Ooh.
In cartoons.
Let's go.
Miss Incredible.
Okay.
We got Meg from Hercules.
Okay.
Nice figure.
Yep.
And we got Lola from Shark Tales.
Oh my goodness, this is a good one. I'm killing Meg from Hercules.
What? Yeah, you're right. I'd probably kill her.
This is the decision here. Because Miss Incredible is a MILF for sure. She's older, right? But she can kind of bend it like Beckham, if you know what I'm saying. Right? Lola from Shark Tales, I think, has the most just sexual energy about her, which is definitely enticing. But at the end of the day, do you think she smells fishy?
Yeah, just a little bit maybe.
Right. So I think from like just looking out for myself in the future, I have to marry Miss Incredible and just go and kiss the fish.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it any better than that, honestly. Very well thought out. Great job.
I'm going to go a completely different direction here for you. Kiss, marry, kill. Brittany Mahomes, Lizzo, Oprah. This is a tough one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to marry Oprah.
Interesting. Because she's rich?
Yes.
Okay.
And famous.
That's valid. That's valid.
And
well, they're all
probably
famous.
more intelligent than the other two. I'm taking the lesser of two evils here. I'm going to take Lizzo and kiss Lizzo.
You're going to kiss Lizzo?
Yes. I'm kissing all of that. And then I'm going to kill Brittany Mahomes.
It's a lot of square mileage to kiss.
And this is going to be the biggest representation of taking one for the team. I'm taking one for the whole NFL.
You're taking one for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I'm taking one for all of the NFL fans across the world.
Oh,
and taking Brittany Mahomes out.
Yeah. Well, you could take one for the Vikings. That's what I was referring to, because like she had her new man. Has it ever been exposed who Lizzo was talking about on the Vikings that she was dating at the time? I think that dude's terrified for his life. But who is that? If anyone knows, we need to expose that man.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, hold on. Don't you have a Lizzo t-shirt?
No, so my mom told me not to wear it out in public anymore because she's not a big Lizzo fan.
Wait. Why?
She just doesn't like the way she acts.
Oh, because she's
And it's
bigger?
nothing about her beautiful plus-size appearance.
Okay.
I support plus-size women. I think you should never judge a woman based on how she looks, but my mom told me that she didn't like it, and I did have the choice to do it, and I did want to honor my mom, so I just ripped it and I threw it in the trash for her to see, and she was very proud of me, so
Yeah.
extra mom points.
Like that guy said last night, he doesn't judge women off of appearance. Sometimes he just doesn't want them on top of him for his safety.
You know, I do judge women off appearance. So.
Do you think Lizzo would be more famous if she was in shape or less famous? Because that one song was pretty catchy, but I think a lot of her fame came from being overweight.
Yeah, I think she can do a lot with the Guinness Book of World Records soon, so if she wants to do that, like, I think she can participate in the Nathan's Hot Dog Challenge. Joey Chestnut is not there anymore, so...
They might confuse her for Badlands Chugs.
Man, Badlands Chugs could do some damage. Is he still alive, hopefully? He's doing some damage to his body, so...
He is. It's crazy. I actually saw a professional eater, Kobayashi, at the New York State Fair one of the years. He's the guy that rivals Joey Chestnut, and he eats for Hoffman hot dogs, and he said after his interview, because he has a six-pack, he throws up after every eating contest. So it actually kind of makes a little bit more sense to me how they're able to do it. He also drinks 3 gallons of water before he goes on stage, throws it all up to expand his stomach.
That's so gross. So disgusting. Very Josh Allen of him.
What? Oh, he does throw up before.
Yeah. How do I know more about Josh Allen than this Bills fan? I have a very fun one here as well. We got Brittany Griner, Kelsey Plum, and Angel Reese.
I'm gonna marry Kelsey Plum and have to put up with her. I'm just never gonna bring popcorn around her ever, and never put the camera on her because she is one of those girls that like posts on her Snapchat story as the funny girl. If you know, you know. The funny girl, she posting just like falling over in a Walmart. She's that
Such a
type of girl.
crackhead. Such a
crackhead energy.
Oh my gosh, crackhead. You're such a crackhead.
I'm probably going to kill Brittany Griner because I'm not any bit attracted to her appearance. Angel Reese, I think if we looked at her through a camera lens and used the eye adjustment filter and I moved her eyes a little bit closer.
Wouldn't look like Sid the Sloth as much.
Right. And there's a lot of people that think she's bad, which I think you're down bad if you think that, but I can see it a little bit, so I'm going to kiss Angel Reese.
I'd probably do the same thing as you.
I'm actually going to pull Kevin Gates and I'm going to dunk on Angel Reese and then kiss you on your forehead.
Yeah, another good point to marrying Kelsey Plum is she'll probably divorce you in a couple months anyway. So
That's true, and then I'll be able to boost my new career as a singer, rapper, and drop a #1 hit.
Yeah, on that point too, like, she's probably such a good wife that when she breaks your heart, it'll hurt so bad you have to make a music video about it, but at least it'll make you famous.
At least there will be a girl who is just not even attractive for regular people in the music video, and somehow you're a really famous and also good-looking celebrity and you couldn't find a hotter girl for the music video.
Right.
It's still amazing to me. I promise this is the last repeat. Taylor Swift, Sexy Red, Angel Reese.
I love that one. That one's great. This is a really good one. I'm going to go off the aspect of personality first.
Just trash personalities across the board.
Doing personality rankings. They're all terrible, but who's better? I think the best personality out of all of these three is easily Sexy Red, so I'm going to marry Sexy Red.
Sexy Red?
Yes.
Okay.
Then I'm going to Kiss Angel Reese.
Wait, you want
and
your
kill Taylor
wife?
Swift.
You want your wife to be someone that talks about the color of her booty hole?
Yes.
I am not going to agree with that, but each their own, brother.
Last 3 I got for you is Serena Williams, Simone Biles, and Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri Richardson is the one who got in trouble for smoking weed.
Oh, I know.
She's track runner, and she's
really
like,
fast.
I'm not done. I'll be back. Put some respect on my name, or something like that.
I think the best personality out of the... I mean, Simone Biles and Serena are both respectable people. I think Sha'Carri is the most attractive of the 3. It's kind of tough for me.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm low-key. I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I'm going to kill Simone Biles. I love you, Simone Biles. Like, you're great. But you're short. And I'll explain in a minute. Sha'Carri Richardson, I'm probably going to kiss just for the enjoyment of that. And I'm going to marry Serena Williams because I'm looking out for my kids.
Yeah, and fame, too. That's good for your fame as well.
All right, last one I got for you. JoJo Siwa, Kamala Harris, Ellen DeGeneres.
Wow, all baddies, I'll tell you. I'm definitely killing JoJo Siwa, no hesitation. I like the way I said JoJo. It's JoJo. I'm going to go with Kamala one time so I never have to do it again. So I'll kiss Kamala. It'll be painful.
You're going to marry Ellen?
Yeah, I'll marry Ellen. I think in this situation, I'm going to act like one of the girls that see people as fixer-uppers. And I'm going to fix her up. And not in the sense that she's gay. I'm not going to try to change that. Just in the sense that, you know, she's a pretty rude person sometimes, and she's been canceled for how she treats celebrities on shows. So.
She says she's a lesbian. You said me too.
Brent Faiyaz said, all the pretty girls want to be gay, so I blink around and find out. So that's wise words from Brent.
Baseball fans, MLB All-Star Weekend kicks off tonight with the Home Run Derby. By the time you watch this, the Home Run Derby will probably conclude. So I'm going to give my prediction right now, and y'all can't say that I cheated. Actually, no, I'm not, because I don't know who's in the Home Run Derby. But my brother just texted me to bet on it, and I probably will throw away my money for free. But All-Star Game starter has been revealed. In the National League, it's going to be Rookie of the Year front runner Paul Skenes for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And this is actually super impressive. It's maybe not as well known to people that don't follow baseball, but the fact that he got drafted last year and he's already up in the bigs is impressive.
Yeah.
The fact that he made an All-Star game this quick is impressive, but he's starting the All-Star game. He got pulled in the 7th inning of a no-hitter the other day. Is this one of the best 365 days around the sun for any athlete in the history of the world?
Yeah, probably. I mean...
Won the national championship, got drafted first overall, started dating Livvy Dunne, got pulled up to the bigs. He leads the league in ERA, I think, right now, and he's starting the All-Star game. It's a pretty crazy run for a guy that started off his college journey at Air Force.
All I can say is, shout out Paul Skenes. You're a dog.
And
enjoy your fun while you have it before Joe Burrow takes your crow.
It even kind of strengthens my argument. If you haven't seen our last video, we draft white boys, best white boys of the summer. I honestly think I might be taking it away because Paul Skenes was my first overall pick there, and he's just continuing to rise.
Okay, but how many AFC championships does Paul Skenes have? 0. So, thank you.
Bengals fans love holding on to that second place trophy.
The days of ripping out my hair are over for Madden as College Football 25 has released. I'm super excited about this. How do you feel about it?
I'm not a big video game player, but I have played Madden probably more than any other video game, at least on console before, Xbox, PlayStation that is. And college football sounds really fun. There's a lot of cool features, right? Like you can check out players on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the new introduction of NIL has made a lot of more fun to the video game aspect of college football.
Yeah, and Travis Hunter has already played it and also revealed himself as one of the worst teammates in football.
Oh my goodness, he's so stupid.
Him or Davante Adams? Well, maybe we should explain it a little bit first, but Davante Adams, if you've watched Receiver on Netflix, we're going to get into that later part of this episode, but he got caught calling out Jimmy Garoppolo and asking for him to be benched, which is obviously an teammate move. And then what did Travis Hunter do?
Travis Hunter was playing as Colorado in the new video game and said, this game is accurate because my O-line can't block for shiz.
Yeah, that's just teammate move.
Terrible. In front of SHEDEUR Sanders, and what does SHEDEUR Sanders do? He just laughs. You're the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, you're the leader.
You gotta need
you
those
know
guys.
that? Do you know that patch that your dad gave you on your jersey that says L? It stands for leader. So, way to put your offensive line under the bus like that.
Yeah.
So, shout out to the Sanders. I mean, obviously Deion Sanders doing such a good job of creating that leadership from SHEDEUR. And
yeah, Colorado's fall off should be studied. I think the offensive line for Colorado might have to pull a little longest yard and after the snap just stop blocking and let SHEDEUR eat the turf for 1 or 2 plays to start the season.
Then like flex their watches over him. Like
Colorado is literally reality TV at this point.
Definitely a soap opera for sure.
In honor of the new video game, we're going to draft the best video games of all time and form a starting 5. I'm going to let you go first because I went first in the last draft. Really excited to see what you have here, and I think I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm going to go with probably the most, in our generation, played game and beloved game. I'm going to go with Grand Theft Auto.
I don't necessarily agree it's the best game ever, but I can't knock how important it was for our generation to learn how to throw dollars and to learn how to speed on highway. You know, maybe Jordan Addison's been playing too much GTA.
Well, it's a good thing GTA 6 didn't come out before that, because he'd probably be dead. All right, Nate, what you got?
My first pick, I'm going to go with an OG. I got to have some veteran presence, and this game just dominated the console system before PlayStation and Xbox started to take off. Give me Mario Kart Wii.
Ooh, that's a crazy pick for your first, but it is a pretty popular game.
Also, if there's any video game in the history of the world that my life is on the line, I need to win, that's the one I'm choosing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with a very easy one. Also, I am passing up on one game, and I hope you don't pick it next, but I'm going to go with Fortnite here.
Oh, I forgot about Fortnite.
I was watching a TikTok of this girl reading all the names on her friend log, and it was looking at all my failed talking stages on my Fortnite game.
Failed talking stages?
Yeah, because that's a big reason for how people talk to girls is, hey, you want to play Fortnite? Get on the headset with them, and they start rizzing. So
what?
Yeah, you don't know? You don't know about that?
I've never met a girl through Fortnite.
You don't got that Fortnite Rizz. What can
That's
I say?
crazy, bro.
You know, the best Rizz you can give a girl is, hey, you want to play Fortnite? And then you play, you get a victory royale, and then you hit the gritty emote in front of them. They fall in love every time.
Yeah, people hate playing Fortnite with me, and that's why I didn't get big into it, because I never played shooter games. So if I were to reenact how I'd play Fortnite, I could have someone right in front of me, and I would like be trying to aim the gun, and it'd be like.
Yeah, definitely got to start with your sensitivity lower.
With my second pick, I'm going to go with one that's not even on your board. I guarantee it's not. But this game never ages out. It's been popular for so long, and it will be popular forever. I'm going to go with Minecraft.
Boo, boring game. The only time Minecraft was fun for me when I watched PewDiePie play it for a couple months, and dude is just so funny. But personally, I don't like Minecraft, but I know Minecraft is one of the best games ever, so good pick. I'm so glad you didn't take this player. I'm going to go with Call of Duty.
God, which one?
I can't go with one. If I were to pick one, I'd probably go with Modern Warfare.
So you can just get all of them?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I don't know, Call of Duty series, let's go with COD.
I'm going to go with my newer game on my list. I got to go with some younger energy on the team. I need someone to put in my 2 spot and be a shooter. I'm going to go with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh, that's a really fun game. One of the story mode games that are so worth playing. A lot of gamers don't like going through story modes, but it's so detailed and fun to play. I played it myself. I enjoyed it a lot. There was memes coming out of me pulling up to school after playing Red Dead, and dude just has a backpack on. He's riding a horse to school.
Yeah.
So definitely how that game makes you feel. It's like a Western cowboy, so really fun game.
Yeah.
With my next pick here, I'm going to go with a classic. Give me Wii Sports.
I had that on my board too. You needed some veteran presence, so.
Yeah, most definitely. You got to go back to the fundamentals. Make sure you're running the right scheme, doing the right thing.
What's your favorite game to play on Wii Sports?
I did want to mention with this pick as well, Wii Sports Resort. So the 3-point contest, definitely my favorite. But if we're going on just Wii Sports, probably bowling. I was such a dog.
Every time I played boxing, I'd like get closer to the TV, and I'd end up like borderline punching the TV.
Yeah.
So I actually had to just put my little sister in front of the TV before I started, just so I'd actually hit something other than the TV.
That's a really good idea. Because you got to protect the TV.
TV's expensive, bro.
Yep.
Like, how much did it cost for my little sister to be born? I don't know.
Like, how long do you recover from a concussion? How long does a TV take to recover from being broken?
Do you think my punch would only give a concussion?
No, but you just got to use logic in situations where you don't want to hurt things that you love, like your TV, you know?
Right.
So.
And that's really the only game you need nunchucks for on that too. So it's kind of weak. My nephew likes to play golf. I think golf on the Wii is almost as boring as golf in real life.
Wow, that's a hot take. I love golf and I suck at it, but when you're on the golf with your friends and you're just messing around, you know you all suck.
Okay, but if I told you had to go on a golf course and you couldn't drink and you couldn't use a golf cart and you couldn't touch any other substance, would you still go?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I'm not going to mention the other 2 questions, but I just need a golf cart, so that's why I picked it, you know? I just need a golf cart. So, anyway.
I'm going to go with, I know it gets hated on for kind of rinse and repeating in recent years, but it's an OG. It's a really good game, especially on mobile. back in 2017. Phenomenal. I'm gonna go with Madden.
I'm glad Madden made the list. I think there was one game in particular that I wanted to put on this list, and I passed Madden up, but I'm okay with leaving it out of my team just because Madden makes me so mad.
Because you suck.
I never played a game that made me want to pull my hair out, literally. I said it earlier in the episode, but that in 2K. Ronnie 2K.
Never played the world's hardest game on the computer.
What is that?
It's like, it's just impossible. It's a game that I've gotten past level 2 once or twice.
Okay.
It's like levels, like there's 100 levels.
Oh.
It's just impossible. Like, it's literally impossible.
Yo, let us know in the comments if you want me and Nate to play levels on live on TikTok or make a YouTube video on that. Give us your ideas for any video game, even things that you want us to do.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be reading those.
For sure. And we want to start streaming soon too. So once we learn how to do that, please leave us tips if you know anything about that. All right, wrap it up for us, Bailey. Who is your fifth?
All right, my fifth is not as popular as the other ones in the top 10 ever, but it's in there. And it's The Last of Us. I know you don't know what that is.
Is that Zelda?
No, it's a zombie apocalypse game with the same kind of developers as Red Dead. I don't think they're the same actual developers, but like same type of game.
Okay.
So it's a zombie apocalypse with an adult and a little girl, and they kind of get through the zombie apocalypse together in a way. And she actually got bit by a zombie and she's immune somehow, so kind of them trying to get a cure together. There was a part 2 that was released, not as good as part 1. Part 1 was amazing. They made a TV show after it, obviously. So.
All right, honestly, I need to throw a shout out to my honorable mention. I really, really love WWE video games. However, they changed who made them, so I couldn't just pick one or the other. It used to be SmackDown versus Raw, then it turned into 2K. SmackDown versus Raw 2009, phenomenal. The 2K storylines are okay, but the OG SmackDown versus Raw storylines are really good. That's my honorable mention. I'm going to throw this one on here just because I know a lot of video game nerds are going to hate both of our lists as far as impact on society. I'm going to go with Super Mario 64.
Wow, great pick. That's a really iconic game also. I like the pick a lot. And you also would have left Mario out of it. Oh no, you had Mario Kart Wii. So big Mario fan over here.
Yeah, I think because I grew up playing on a Wii, that is the reason for a lot of that.
Yeah, and speaking of Nintendo, like you talked about with WWE, you're not a real fan of the WWE if you've never grown up playing Raw versus SmackDown on the Nintendo DS. So
yeah, I mean, I did
have
not
you?
do that. No.
Yeah, so you're a phony. So,
Okay.
But I also wanted to mention an honorable mention. One that didn't make my top 5 is Lego Star Wars.
That's a good game.
Shout out Ryan Kirk, big Lego Star Wars nerd. He played it in the dorms on his free time, and that's why you have so much trouble talking to women. So shout out Ryan Kirk, man.
That is a good point, because Kirk would just sit behind his computer and play Lego Star Wars and talk about how he's going to marry Quinny Baby.
Yeah, and he would eat like peanut butter out of a jar too. You remember that?
Yeah.
But honestly, like, no shade to Ryan, man. He would always give me sour strips from Save Mart, I think it was. So shout out to the boy.
I don't know if he gave you those. I think you stole his food a lot.
That's a different conversation for a different time. But
Okay.
Those sour strips were really good, and I appreciate you, and I love you, Ryan Kirk.
Yeah.
So.
Only person I found in the history of my existence that can rival me in Pong, Ryan Kirk. Shouts out Ryan Kirk.
Yeah, very good Pong player. Not that Nate is to his level at all. Nate is garbage. But I would put myself above Nate in Pong. You know what? I can't even say that. Like, I can't. Nate's better than me at Pong, but definitely no
darts too.
Definitely no Ryan Kirk. Ryan Kirk is way better than you at Pong.
No.
Yes,
Better defender for sure.
He's a better player.
He's more consistent offensively and a better defender, but when I get hot,
out of the 4, here are the rankings in Pong.
Out of the 4, you gonna throw the Aussies in too?
We got Nate last, and then me.
Okay.
And then Joey, and then Ryan. You know what? No, I'm better than Joey at Pong.
Joey
here we go.
Trash.
Ryan's number 1, Nate's number 2, I'm number 3, Joey's number 4.
I don't know.
I know you want to swap out 1 and 2, but other than that, is that good?
I think I'm throwing in the Aussies too though, because they're both good at it.
No, that's not the 4.
Okay, we won't throw that. Does Danny get in here?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably put you and Joey very close, and then a big gap. Then me barely above Ryan.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because, but we're different types of players. Like, he's consistently good.
Also better than you.
When I get hot, there's no one on planet Earth that can touch me.
Yeah, but you don't get hot too often. And
I do.
Ryan Kirk's also the best Pong player. And I don't like to admit it either,
Zip it
but
up when you're done, okay?
I'm not done. And I was also going to do a couple backflips on it before I'm done.
CM Punk cut a promo the other
Okay, I
night
zipped
on
it up
Raw,
on
and he said that. He was talking about, like, shout out John Cena, he's retiring this year. Everyone's cheering. He's like, all right, well, I'm here tonight. You don't got to do tricks on it. I was like, bro, CM Punk, bro. So funny. Let us know who you think had the best video game draft. I know there's going to be some haters talking about Zelda and talking about another game that I can't even think of that was really popular. But just let us know what your favorite video game is and who you think won the draft.
So recently, I watched a couple of the first episodes of the new Netflix series Receiver, and I had a lot of opinions on it. It's a great show so far.
I need to get into it.
Getting deeper into knowing Justin Jefferson and how his mentality is. A big theme in the first 2 episodes is injury. A lot of them are dealing with injury. Debo hurt something in his shoulder. Jay Jettis hurt something in his leg. And then Debo Samuel had a hairline fracture. Just seeing the way they deal with injuries, and more especially, I wanted to touch on Davante Adams. Shout out Davante Adams, probably one of the most talented receivers in the league still, but the way he handles pain and injury is good and bad. And I think the pain he was going through, playing through, made him react in the wrong ways when he was throwing his quarterback under the bus.
Which is garbage, too, because Davante Adams, you played with the best quarterback of all time, and you asked for a trade. You gave up $2 million difference. You wanted what? You wanted $19 million instead of $17 million, and you chose to leave Aaron Rodgers because you're selfish, and you threw away, honestly, you didn't throw away your career. You're probably still borderline Hall of Fame, but you'd be a unanimous Hall of Famer if you weren't cocky, arrogant, ego-seeking, money-seeking, and you chose to go play with Derek Carr because he's your boy. But at some point, you have to understand your boy is garbage. Your boy is garbage.
Yeah, and he even admitted that it didn't work. I think he was lying because he was like, I'm glad me and Derek did it because it would have drove us crazy. Like, we would have never known. But now we know that Derek Carr sucks and it didn't work. But, dude, you had the back-to-back MVP on your team. Take $1.5 million pay cut. Like, do some negotiation.
It was an ego thing, too, though. He wanted to prove that it wasn't Rodgers and it was him. And guess what, bro? Your career, it's not done, but you're playing at a much lower level now. And before, you were on pace to be a borderline. I've seen people put him in the top 10 ever. He's not. But, like, you were on pace to be close to that.
Little piece of something interesting in Aaron Rodgers and the way he does interviews. He did speak of Davante Adams in a recent interview and said, I can't wait to play with him soon.
That's the worst part, is he's going to force his way to New York.
Jets fans have been through too much pain. You have not even completed a drive for the New York Jets, and you're talking about linking up with Davante.
I think Jets fans are spoiled, dude. Jets fans are spoiled.
No, I don't know, man.
They're gonna get him though. They're gonna get Davante Adams. Mike Williams can't last more than 30 seconds without breaking something. Mike Williams will be out, and it'll be like, trade deadline time. Guess what? Here comes Davante's bum ass in New York. And if I was Garrett Wilson, I'd be pissed because Garrett Wilson doesn't yet. He's easily the best receiver on that team, and I would like to transition that a little bit because we're gonna give our top 10 receivers going into this season. But real quick before we do that, if you were to do a second receiver for next year on Netflix, what receivers would you want to see on it?
I would definitely want to see Tyreek Hill. I think
great.
Tyreek Hill is a really amazing character, especially on social media most recently.
Yeah.
Really good with kids.
He's fired.
For the most part. Good with kids. But,
good at making kids.
Good at making kids also, but I was referring to how he lashed out on his son, I think it was, but I would also like to see, Amon-Ra St. Brown's another one on Netflix series that I wish could just be replaced by someone else. He's kind of goofy. He's like, of course, like I knew it was coming. He's like, so I still remember all the receivers that were drafted before me. It's like, dude, no one cares. Like, please shut up. It's the NFL. I can't not say Jamar Chase.
I really want to see Xavier Legette for comedic reasons. I really want to see Keon Coleman for comedic reasons. I would love to see Ricky Pearsall because he's my favorite. Different reason than those two. Obviously, I know I just listed all 3 rookies there.
So rookie edition.
Rookie edition.
That'd honestly be a good idea for a show to make it look like what life is like as an NFL wide receiver rookie.
That would be really cool, and I would love for them to do an episode where they just follow Antonio Brown around.
Yes.
Even though he's not in the league. Actually, if I ever got endorsed by someone with a lot of money, I've always said I wanted to start like a controversial NFL league. What about just an NFL Netflix show where you follow around just controversial, either current or past NFL players? You know they're going to act out in front of the camera. You just get someone to follow around Antonio Brown, Marshawn Lynch, Ocho Cinco. You could go get Richie Incognito, Vontaze Burfict. Like, there's so many fun people that would create great clips.
Yeah. I think Netflix is doing really good as far as signing WWE on their platform.
Yeah, that's huge.
And then doing well with this behind-the-scenes sports NFL series that they're starting. So, do you want to give your top 10 receivers?
Yeah, I'm going to start off with 2 honorable mentions. These were the only 2 that I thought probably should have been in the top 10. I just couldn't find a place for them. Everyone else is good, but like I didn't see them competing with my top 10. I got honorable mention Amari Cooper. I love Amari Cooper for multiple reasons. Doesn't yap. He has to deal with Deshaun Watson. He had to deal with Dak. He had to deal with Derek Carr. He's one of those guys that hasn't ever really had elite quarterback play, always produces. I know he was expected to produce because he's a top 10 pick, but Amari Cooper, shouts out Amari Cooper. I love you. I want you on my fantasy team any year possible. Second one, I got Deebo Samuel. I like Deebo Samuel a lot, Swiss Army knife. I was looking up some receiving lists, and Ayuk was listed ahead of him on a lot of lists, but I don't really think so. I think Deebo's a Swiss Army knife. I like him a lot. He can do a lot of different things as long as he can stay healthy. Obviously, Shanahan has a lot to do with that, but shouts out Deebo Samuel.
Definitely not a pure wide receiver because he's like half running back too. So.
Number 10, this guy consistently performs at a level above everyone. And he's never super shiny when it comes to making people think he's a top 5 receiver, making people think he's the best receiver in the league. The fact of the matter is he's put up 1,000 yards every damn single year of his career. With so many different quarterbacks, he's still doing it. Shouts out Mike Evans in my top 10. Probably should be a little bit higher. I just couldn't find a place for him. But the thing of it is he's already a Hall of Famer.
He balled out last year.
Yeah. Out of anyone on this list who's already a bona fide Hall of Famer, I think it's Mike Evans. And there's some really good receivers on this list.
Yep, this is true. It's a good pick.
Number 9, I got a guy who, again, 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. There's only 4 receivers that did that, other than Mike Evans, Diggs. I'm thinking another one I can't really think of right now, but never has really had a good quarterback. Terry McLaurin, dude treads. Really good receiver. I am super excited as a Bills fan to see Curtis Samuel, kind of Terry McLaurin diet version, not as good, Walmart version Terry McLaurin. And I'm excited to see what he does now with finally a good quarterback. But Terry McLaurin balls out. Nothing much else to say about it. Number 8, you're going to hate this. I got Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't have him as high because from a tools perspective, he's not all there. And I know that's not the most important thing. There's some great receivers like Terry McLaurin, like Stephon Diggs that don't have a ton of tools. But I need to see more from Amon-Ra. Like, he's not super fast. He's not super big. He's not super physical. He produces. And I love him in fantasy football. He helped me last year. He has a lot of stars on that team, and I think it helps to scheme him open. He's the definition of a zone beater receiver and gives me a lot of hope as a Bills fan for Keon Coleman going into this year because he didn't run a fast 40. But until I see more from Amon-Ra with less weapons around him, I got him at 8.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Number 7, Davante Adams. I have started to despise him as a character. I really didn't like him in Green Bay. He's still a great receiver, though. One of the best route runners. One of the only big guys who can run routes at a crispy level.
I think especially at the line of scrimmage, like his releases are untouchable. It's crazy.
Really tough to guard for sure. Number 6, I think this guy's underrated. I don't know why. He's really good. We talked about him earlier. I got Garrett Wilson. I think this dude is going to have a monster year this year. Could jump into that top 5 very easily. I had him kind of interchangeable with the guy I have next. Garrett Wilson's really good at football before Aaron Rodgers, and he's been doing it with Zach Wilson. He still hasn't caught a pass yet from Aaron Rodgers, I don't think. I think he could have a massive year this year. Number 5, A.J. Brown, very interchangeable with Garrett Wilson. A.J. Brown, I don't necessarily know if he's going to outproduce some of these guys on this list just because he has Davante and they like to run the football. From a pure skill standpoint, though, the dude's 225 and he's 6'2". And he's not fast, but he's also not slow, and he's very physical. Outside of the guy I have at my number 1, I don't think there's a more physical receiver in the league, and there's something to be said about that. And as much as he's a big crybaby, as a lot of receivers are, it's just something we kind of got to get used to. A.J. Brown's a really solid pick. Number 4, I got C.D. Lamb for the Dallas Cowboys. C.D. Lamb is really good. Another example of a guy that doesn't need a lot of speed to be successful. And he's actually cousins with Keon Coleman, so he gives me a lot of hope as well. And C.D. Lamb is a little bit different, I think. I don't think he's schemed open as much as someone like Amon-Ra is. I think he just runs routes really crispy, and I think he has such an internal knack to find holes in zones. I think C.D. Lamb is really good, and the Dallas Cowboys will probably choke another year of his career away this year.
Correct.
Here we go, my top 3. As much as I want to take this guy out because he's getting so old, I saw how bad the Dolphins were when he didn't play last year. And we talked on our podcast that's going to be out later this week as far as the Dolphins are 1 injury away from a season being over, and they were referring to a concussion with Tua turn the ball over. I'm thinking if Tyreek Hill goes out for the year, you might be screwed, because last year you were. He wasn't on the field. Jalen Waddle couldn't do anything. They couldn't run the football. I don't really know what happened. It fell apart, but I think everyone fears Tyreek so much. And it really amazes me because there's a lot of players that are as fast as Tyreek, but for some reason, they can't succeed the way Tyreek can.
Yeah, sorry to change the subject on you just a little bit. What are your thoughts on Tua's new look? Got some veneers? Lost some weight?
Shave the beard.
Did you hear what Jalen Waddle said about him? He's like, man, I miss chubby Tua. Like, I told him to his face, I'm like, you need to get fat again. I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah, he actually might need that extra face fat so when he hits the turf, he doesn't get concussed again.
That is very bright of you. That's a good point.
You know, NFL players are allowed to wear the padded helmet this year in game. If I'm him, I'm wearing it, but I think he has too much of an ego that he'll never do that.
Well, he wears like a speed flex. Like, the safest helmet on the market is the Patrick Mahomes helmet. Very ugly, but if I'm him, I'm wearing that. Or you can wear the new Rydell helmets that are like the futuristic ones. Mm-hmm. Those might actually be safer, I think.
Yeah, but you put the pad over top of it too. That's just bonus.
Yeah. I saw a video of Keelan Cole getting rocked in the top of the dome in those new Rydell helmets. I think they're the Axiom something. If I'm correct and I know that, that means I know ball. So let us know in the comments if I was correct. Maybe clip something in here saying correct, because I think it's called the Axiom.
Okay.
Maybe I'm an idiot. Might also be true. But you have the skull cap, those things, a visor. Tony Pollard wears that helmet. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're Tua, dude, like, how much do you care about winning? So,
I don't think he does.
Yeah, probably not.
He cares about his new contract, which he probably should try not to get hurt if he wants that contract.
And his look, I guess.
Number 2, to many people's shock, I have Justin Jefferson. I think he's going to have a down year for him. I still think he's going over 1,000. He's probably still going over 1,200. Not a big fan of J.J. McCarthy, Jordan Addison. We don't know what's going on with him. Justin Jefferson's really solid as far as, I remember when he was coming out of the draft, he was projected to go to the Bills before they traded that pick for Diggs, and there was just nothing super exciting about him. Fact of the matter is he was good at everything. So a lot of players come out, they have a really elite height or skill or speed or whatever it is. He didn't really have that, but he did everything really well, and there's definitely something to be said for that being the most important thing, is being all around.
Yeah.
And number 1, I think he's going to have a monster year this year for a couple different reasons. T. Higgins, I know he just agreed to play under the franchise tag today. I don't necessarily think that means he plays, even if he's healthy sometimes. I think if he starts to feel tight in a hamstring, he's going to sit out for a week. They got a rookie receiver in Jermaine Burton. Tyler Boyd is gone. Jamar Chase produces at a level higher than I think anyone but Jefferson and Tyreek. And going into this year where he has to be the guy, and hopefully he gets a full year of Burrow this year. Burrow loves Jamar Chase. Their connection, their chemistry is undeniable. It's, as far as receiver quarterback duos in the league go, I think it is up there with any pairing in the league. And
it's the best.
It probably is. He's the best yak receiver in the league. He's super physical. I referenced him earlier when I was talking about A.J. Brown. The fact that he can get so much yak and he's still so physical and he has speed too. Like, he's just an all-around top dog, and I think he very well could be the top option in fantasy this year. I think he could be the offensive player of the year this year. I'm really rocking with Jamar Chase this year.
Yeah, looking over your list, really solid list. I like it a lot. Some of the criticisms, I would say, is Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, and then maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown too low. Obviously, most people have Amon-Ra St. Brown in their top 5, but I understand why you think he's not. And then also for Garrett Wilson and Terry McLaurin, not that they aren't top 10 talents, I just think the situations around them can hurt. So if you're judging off talent,
I'm just going off of who I'd rather on my team going into this year.
Yeah, definitely. So really good list. Not too many complaints. Honestly, not really any real complaints. I like it. I'm going to go from the top down since you went down to the top. Pause. No sketch. No diddy. I had Justin Jefferson before Jordan Addison had his drunk driving theatrics. So I'm going to make Jamar and JJ flip. Jamar's going to be my number 1. I think it's a Super Bowl year for the Bengals, and honestly, for most of the reasons that Nate explained earlier. And then Justin Jefferson's going to be just fine, even if Jordan Addison is suspended for the whole year or whatnot, maybe put in prison, I don't know. Justin Jefferson, watching this receiver series, the pain he goes through in the interviews and how he is around his family and how he acts when he's injured and he can't be out there, it's the most painful thing to experience because the dude just wants to play football. So I think he's going to do his best in helping J.J. McCarthy do his job. I see J.J. McCarthy being kind of like a Brock Purdy as this Viking team builds their roster stronger and stronger every year. I can't put him any lower than 2, so I got JJ at 2. Number 3, I have the best receiver in the league last year. I got CeeDee Lamb. Everyone knows why. Him and Dak Prescott have that connection. Also one of those guys that Nate said earlier, isn't schemed open. Really good ball skills. Swaggy guy. Everyone loves CD. I got him at 3. Number 4, Tyreek. Tyreek is the Dolphins offense. Everything works around Tyreek. You see him go injured and what happens after. Jalen Waddle's also super injury prone. I didn't realize this, but Miami Dolphins are like the definition of injury prone.
Well, it's because they're so fast. When you run that fast, it's really tough to stay healthy.
Yeah, them and Joe Burrow, man.
Joe Burrow's not really fast, but
he's injury prone.
Not as fast as Will Levis.
Very quick release. Shout out Will Levis. Number 5, I got Amon-Ra St. Brown just making it, just because of the help around him. Jared Goff does enough. Best rushing tandem in the league. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Amon-Ra St. Brown demands the ball in this offense. J-Mo Williams only played half the season last year. We talked about that a little bit on the Boys in the Wood collab podcast.
Yeah.
So I think Amon-Ra St. Brown stays in the top 5 this year for most people, including myself. I'm a big Amon-Ra St. Brown guy, very driven. Comes across as corny when he loves referencing and telling people that he reads a list of the receivers drafted before him.
I was going to say, he's the first guy on your list because you value drip and swag in a receiver. He's kind of the first guy on your list that's not very drippy.
Yeah. He lost a bet to one of his teammates when Notre Dame beat his team. I don't even know what team he went to college for, but he was rooting for the other one. And he had to wear a Notre Dame costume. Yeah. Green leprechaun, was it? Yeah, leprechaun. Okay. At least a negative 1,000 aura. So just kind of goofy. He is definitely a dog. So number 6, I have, honestly, as far as talent goes, easily top 5. I think he's more talented than Amon-Ra St. Brown. I got Deebo Samuel at 6, just because of what he does for the 49ers offense. More specifically, I think one of the reasons Joe Burrow was able to annihilate the Niners was because Deebo Samuel wasn't in that game, and Brock Purdy was talking about it. It was a part in episode 2. He said Deebo's a lot of what we do explosively. When he was missing, we didn't realize how much we needed him and how vital he was to our offensive schemes. Yeah. So Deebo's a great player. A lot of maturity I see in the way he handles his situation after he got that last contract. Yeah. He was talking to one of the old retired 49er players. I think it was Staley.
Joe Staley.
But yeah, Joe Staley was like, "Hey man, I'm really enjoying seeing you evolve as a leader and become more mature as a player." Yeah. And Deebo just ate it up. He loved it. Yeah. So really cool to see Deebo become more of a man and a leader, because it is hard. Leadership is a big thing in the NFL. So Deebo at 6.
Yeah. As far as XYZ tight end goes for top 4 in the league, Niners are super exciting to look at. Having Brandon Ayuk as your X, being able to move Deebo around as your Z receiver, and then putting in Ricky Pearsall at your Y this year, George Kittle at tight end. I don't think you can find a better 4 for me, especially because a lot of teams have good receivers, but some of them are a lot of the same archetypes. You know, there's teams like the Texans that don't really have an X, but they have 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys, but none of them are really X receivers.
Speaking of someone who also is continuing to mature on how he treats his teammates and speaks to the media and behaves, I got AJ Brown. I see him stepping up this year. Definitely someone who, these things happen because he wasn't getting the ball. I love when receivers demanding the ball. Joe Burrow was interviewed by Barstool Sports, Pardon My Take, not too long ago, and they asked him, does Jamar ever complain too much about not getting the ball? And Joe Burrow said, honestly, never. Maybe he was lying, taking up for his teammate, but he said he loves when receivers demand the ball. He's going to give it to him because he trusts someone like Jamar Chase. Didn't say the same for T. Higgins. Kind of caught a stray there. I don't know. But definitely some truth to that. I'll put A.J. Brown at 7. Dude's a competitor. Dude is a competitor. A.J. Brown's a competitor. And for my next one, I'm going to piss you off so bad, but I don't care. I see a lot in him. He's going fairly high in fantasy drafts. I'm going to read that one, Nate. Number 8.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
What the hell?
Thank you for embarrassing me, my handwriting. I got Marvin Harrison Jr. being a top 10 receiver this year and winning Rookie of the Year offensively over any quarterback.
I think he's winning Roy for sure.
Yeah, I mean, especially with what they got in Arizona, dude's going to have to step up and be an alpha player. Yeah. I'm not going to go too deep into Marvin Harrison Jr., but when you have a dad that is one of the best, he can guide you to do amazing things. Maybe it blows up in your face like someone named Bronny James.
Yeah, and Marvin Harrison is one of those guys that coming into the draft, he didn't really have a ton of elite skills either. He's not A+ in anything, but he was A in everything. Right. His speed wasn't the best. His strength wasn't the best. His height was the best. It wasn't Johnny Wilson, but it was. He has elite height for sure, 6'4". But everything else is just kind of good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the NFL will let him wear an Apple Watch on the field, but definitely got that drip and swag to him, so maybe that's why I like him so much.
That is not drip.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Apple
drip
Watch?
either, honestly. At number 9, I got Davante Adams. I think the situation around him is so tough. Nate thinks that he'll probably get traded to the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers yaps a lot about things that he shouldn't in the media. I don't see him going to the Jets. I see him doing good on the Raiders because ever since they got that new coach, they're really bought into his system. I see Adams doing what he can with Gardner Minshew, is it?
And honestly, this is my hot take of the podcast. I think Minshew's going to be better than the two guys he's played with recently, Garoppolo and Carr. I think Gardner Minshew catches strays from people all the time. I think he's a top 25 quarterback in the league. He just is always on the team where people want to try something new.
Where's Jimmy G at? Is he still in Las Vegas? He's irrelevant, honestly.
Jimmy G.
But hey, he is a top 3 quarterback. So.
Yeah, Jimmy G, one of the biggest fleece jobs of all time. Bill Belichick is not a good GM, but as far as that pick goes, that is one of the biggest fleece jobs of all time.
Yeah, it'll probably be the last time we reference Jimmy G being a top 3 quarterback as an inside joke to the podcast because we had a really funny interview and one of the people we interviewed, really cool guy, he had a little bit too much to drink and he put Jimmy G in his top 3.
I think his account is the trade desk. I might be wrong there, but shouts out him.
Yeah, he also got the team wrong. He said he throws a lot of flats to McCaffrey. Maybe some memory issues there. Number 10 is an interesting one. I know you're not going to like this because you're not as high on this player as I am. I think Puka Nacua ascends above Cooper Kupp this year.
Okay.
And Cooper Kupp's going up in age. I think Matt Stafford likes the way he plays a lot. Very explosive guy.
Yeah.
Also another competitor, that just wants to win. And I think Puka Nacua is going to be one of those guys that could push the top 5 this year, especially from where he's...
Well, he was last year from a stat standpoint.
Yeah, so I think definitely he's going to easily send over Kupp, whether he pushes top 5 or not this year, just because dude is a baller.
Rams are the complete opposite type of receiving system as the Niners. They have two guys that are clones of each other. They're the same player, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, and they're good at it, and it's nice to have two guys for sure.
Yeah.
I like your list as far as most of it goes. I'm not, obviously we discussed this, I'm not as big as Amon-Ra as you are, and I had Debo a little bit lower. Fact of the matter is, most of the guys in this list I had. Marvin Harrison was one I kind of forgot about when thinking of my list. It's obviously risky to put him in a top 10 as far as prediction goes, and we also don't know if his quarterback is going to be obsessed with the new COD game when it comes out or not. But he's going to get force-fed the ball in Arizona. I think we know that. I'd be really surprised if he doesn't average 10 targets a game at least. I think from a stat standpoint, he will be up there. I'm not ready to assess him as a skilled player yet, and I just need a little bit of time on that, but I can respect him there. Puka Nacua, one of those guys that is definitely probably in my top 15. He wasn't close enough to be in those 2 honorable mentions that I had, but he's really good. He's another guy, not very fast. He ran the gauntlet drill really fast, and teams are starting to switch over from valuing the 40 time to the gauntlet drill because of guys like Puka Nacua just coming out and going crazy. And I love him. He doesn't wear gloves. Every time they ask him about himself, he puts Cooper Kupp in the spotlight. He is a really good guy. Like the type of guy I'd want to date my daughter. Him and Cooper Kupp, both just good guys.
Yeah. Great teammate as well. Always says the right things.
Let us know if you've seen Receiver yet and what your favorite episode is, and who is your sleeper receiver going into this season? Who's someone that you're thinking will ball out that no one else is really thinking of right now?
Yeah, that's all we got for you guys today. Thanks for watching this episode of the Cup Check Podcast. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and then find us on all podcast platforms.
Yeah. Once again, we appreciate all the support, all the comments, positive and negative. Please keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, keep giving us recommendations. We appreciate it so much. We can't do this without you, and we will see you next time.
And don't forget,
get your cup checked.
Get your cup checked.